Okay, guys, welcome back to Let's Get Freaky podcast. I'm excited to welcome back a returning guest, the legend, Jason York. How are you, brother? Thank
Pretty
you
good,
very
man.
much.
Sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk you there.
That's
I'm doing
okay.
pretty good. Yeah, I don't know about legend. I don't I
You are
don't
a
know
legend,
about
man.
all
You
that.
are a legend. Of course you are.
Yeah.
I've known you for quite a while now. I mean, well,
Yeah.
I think the first time we spoke was probably, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe. I lose track of time. I'm terrible with dates and time, and I remember things happening last week, and it was 6 months ago. I'm terrible with that kind of thing. But I've known you for a long time.
Yeah, I think it has been about 3 years, I guess. Yeah. Two or
Yeah,
three, maybe. I don't know. Like you said, I can't remember. It seems longer that probably than what it has been. So,
and I think it's fair to say you own more soccer shirts
oh yeah.
than anybody else I know.
I have a ton. I do. So I'm sporting the Miami right now.
Yes,
Big Messi fan. Actually, in the back, it's got Messi on the back and number 10. So yeah.
love it, man. I've got to get you a Leighton Orient top. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you,
send.
you
I'm
keep
gonna.
saying that.
I
I need
know.
it.
I'm gonna send you one over. I'm gonna send you one over, man, because that is the team to rep.
Yeah, yeah. I went on their website the other day and I was checking out some of their stuff, some of their players, and yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay,
yep.
cool. I've got you. I've got you, man. You're a part of the
Awesome,
O's.
awesome.
Yes. So how you been, man, since we last spoke?
Man, I've been doing pretty well. So we just talked. What's it been 2 weeks now? I think
Hmm.
whenever I had you on my show.
Yeah, I was on your show about
Um,
2 weeks ago. And
yeah,
and
and we
the AI didn't like us that day.
no,
I think
no,
it's fair to say.
nothing seemed to work at all.
None.
Um, So after our conversation, I had another lady on who she's actually um, I guess what you call a medium. She has also has a podcast, and I think it's the can't remember what the name of her podcast is. I'm sorry.
I'm the same. I
But
forget names.
the reason I don't remember is because we had such a technical difficulties on that show. It recorded all of my stuff, but none of her stuff came through.
Hmm.
And it was very weird because the stuff we were talking about, like whenever I would hit a certain point, it would like just kick us off. So like something didn't want us talking. So like
Man.
so I'm a Christian and I come at this from a Christian point of view. And she used to be a Christian and she left the faith and became a medium. And she said she worships different gods and stuff like that. I can't remember what all gods because it was so hard to hear her because it kept cutting out that often. But I asked her at one point, I was like, so if you don't mind me asking, what caused you to leave Christianity? And she started talking, then it was like dead. I was like, oh, I guess something doesn't want me talking to you about that.
Yeah.
I felt like I was touching some nerves. And
Yeah.
then if you I don't know if you guys can see the Merkel Media hat. So
Yeah. Loving it, man.
I'm a producer for Merkel Media for Hammerlane Legends and also help out with a few other things at Merkel Media. But
Awesome.
if you know the confessionals and Tony, he's all about this other realm and the war that's going on there.
Hmm.
So I started asking her like, what do you think about, angels and demons fighting and these other gods that you worship or engage in this unseen battle, on this other side of this veil that we can't see. And she was like, yeah, I really there is really a battle going on, and then it was gone. that was the last that's the last time she could talk to me, and we just
No.
said we'll
Have,
have to pick this back up later.
have you heard from her since?
We talked a little bit, and we're going to try to get back together and do another interview. But
Yeah.
I think we're just going to pick it up from that point because I think we were about to go somewhere deep, and it
Oh,
just completely
yeah.
cut off.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
technology, as we experienced last week, I said the AI. We was talking about AI, and you said you'd had an episode that you was talking about AI, and did it taken off of YouTube or something? Was that
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. It definitely got taken off YouTube. Real
Just
quick,
by
guys. I just want to say I didn't start out. I didn't. My podcast is called AFK Discussions.
apology. Yeah, you've got more than
So
one
yeah,
podcast as well, right?
yeah, AFK Discussions and Image of the Invisible. So
Hmm.
if you want more of a Christian podcast about the Bible and stuff like that, that's Image of the Invisible. If you want more spooky stuff with a Christian point of view, that's AFK Discussions.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And
And
you,
Image of the Invisible is also with my boy Phil, which
yes,
I'm sure your listeners are familiar with Phil. So
absolutely. Awesome
yeah,
dude. And I had the pleasure of meeting him a few weeks back, and it was just so amazing. So, because obviously you make these connections, but to actually see someone in front of you in the flesh, to be able to give him a hug, it was pretty special, man. And
yeah.
I hope we get to do that one day as well. We will.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, definitely we
I'm
will.
coming to the US, man. I'm
Yeah,
coming, and you can come to
my
the UK.
wife, my
Yeah,
wife really wants to go to UK.
come, man.
I want to say her lineage is Irish. I want to say Irish or Scottish, but she wants to come over and visit because her last name's Dunford. So I
Hmm.
think I can't remember if that's Scottish or Irish, but one of the two.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're gonna
And
come to
then
an Orient game.
oh yeah, definitely. And then of course my last name's York, and my family comes from I don't know if they come from York, England, but somewhere in that area.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
you should be a Leeds United fan, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good. Who's your
Yeah,
football
yeah.
team again? Which
Oh man,
soccer team?
so
Apart from
I
Orient,
really
obviously Leighton Orient is your
the
team, but
MLS, yeah, Leighton Orient, of
yeah,
course. So I'm an MLS fan mainly because America. I've got to support the teams over here. So Nashville SC is probably my main team, and then of course I mean Messi's
he's pretty
greatest of
good.
all time. He's the goat. So
He's
I've
quite
got to
good.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, there's this one. So they played Nashville. I think I want to say last week. Is it last week or a week before? But there's this. It was our goalie was so stupid. He kicked it right to Messi for some
Oh
reason. Then
no.
Messi scored. I don't know what was going on. That was ridiculous. Anyways, yeah. So of course I like those two in the MLS, and then I'm a fan of Arsenal. I like Manu, but I'm more like the old Manu fan. Like
Yeah.
whenever let's see, well, uh, Beckham played there, and
Hmm.
I like following the players.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Yeah. Man, you're not as good right now. Sorry to our Man
yeah,
United
yeah,
supporters. They're not at the level that they used to be. I think it's fair to
yeah,
say. But yeah, no, it's great, man. And as I said, you own more soccer shirts than I've ever seen,
yeah.
and I
My
respect it,
kids
man.
are that's my kids running up the stairs. You just heard a bunch of
It's cool. No worries, man. So since we last spoke, so I know we spoke a couple of weeks ago on your show. Great conversation, but there was definitely it seemed to be something playing with us. There was a point where the internet shut down. It seemed, but didn't you say we were still recording, but we just couldn't hear each other?
Yeah, that was really weird. Real quick before we get there, because I want to go into the whole AI stuff. Because you asked me a question, and then we started talking about
Yeah,
my
I
show,
do
and
that a
then
lot.
football. So I mean, all right. So I was talking about AI, and this was on AFK Discussions before we stopped recording AFK Discussions. So I'll get into that in a little bit, guys. There's a
Hmm.
big story behind that. So Phil and I were recording, and we were talking about AI and the Antichrist, and how possibly AI. There's a what's going on? You
No, no,
just
no, no. I'm doing this because I've been
okay,
thinking about this recently. Sorry, I get
okay,
very
okay.
excited.
So yeah, I may blow your mind a little bit right now.
Yeah.
So about how AI could possibly be the Antichrist,
I was going to say this
because
to you today.
oh
This,
really?
yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So
Sorry, man.
there's this verse in the Bible that said the beast will cause people to worship his image. Like the beast will cause, the Antichrist will cause people to worship him and the image of the beast, which is a weird thing to say.
Hmm.
So, but if you think about AI, if it's intelligent and it's this real looking thing, like someone way back, in biblical times, if they're seeing a vision of this and they see a computer screen or a TV screen and they see a picture on there, they'll think it's an image like a painting. but it's talking. So people are worshiping this image of the Antichrist, and it's, intelligent and can talk and communicate. So
Hmm.
we're going into all that, and I said something to the effect of, you know, I'm not saying this is real funny. I'm not saying that Elon Musk is the Antichrist, but he could be. I said something to that effect, and then we produced a show, put it out, and then I got um, a email saying that your show has been like you can't upload shows anymore because you violated the what's it called? I can't even think right now.
The terms,
Terms and
the
conditions
regulations.
of
Yeah,
YouTube. Yeah.
yeah.
So I violated those. So they like took our show down for a while, and then it's back. We can publish again, but yeah, it
Bro,
was real weird.
whoa. And did they tell you what it was specifically that you said to
They
take
didn't.
it?
They didn't. It was just I know it was right after that show aired, and that's I got that email. So
How quickly did that get taken down from the show going out?
um, I want to say a few days, like 3 or 4 days.
Hmm.
So
Interesting,
yeah.
man. It is weird because I'm let's get freakies on YouTube as well, and I love being on YouTube now. It is growing, and it was something that because at first I wasn't sure about the YouTube, and most of the first episodes are not on YouTube. I'm going to start putting them on YouTube
Well, hopefully
eventually.
you don't. This doesn't
But this
kick
is what
something.
I'm worried about, man. You're going to destroy my.
You can go and beep it out in
No,
editing, I
no,
guess.
it's fine because I'm a big on free speech. I really think free speech is important, and I find it strange when things get censored. I mean, I really don't think anything should get censored as long as it's not for kids and you let people know it's not for kids. Other than that, I think you should be able to say most things,
Yeah, yeah,
because at the end of people are going to say stupid things, but you need free speech or you're in trouble. If you start stopping people saying certain things, where does it end? And
yeah.
that's very dangerous. So I'm really a big advocate for free speech. So I really think it's important. And I was sort of hearing that YouTube was getting better at the free speech stuff. It was not banning as much as it used to, apparently. How long ago was this that your episode got taken down?
Um, at least a year ago.
Okay.
So yeah,
So hopefully it's got a bit better since then.
yeah. Hopefully,
Hopefully. I mean, because that was another reason why I didn't go hard on the YouTube because I did put an episode out quite early on in Let's Get Freaky's life, and an episode got taken down because something was said that it didn't like, and to me, you know, nothing was said that I thought was. It was just, I think it was literally an opinion on something that
hmm
wasn't liked, which is crazy, it's an opinion. And the episode was taken down, and I thought, okay, maybe I'm not gonna use the YouTube. And then eventually people were saying, are you on YouTube? So I started doing YouTube again, and we do put all the episodes on YouTube now. And I love YouTube, man. So
yeah, yeah. It's
YouTube, if you're
good.
listening, we do love you. There's a lot of great stuff on there, but I don't like the fact that things get taken down. What you said there doesn't sound that bad at all.
Yeah,
We're all talking about
yeah. It's an opinion. I mean, really. I mean, there's nothing provable there. It's just
oh
I'm speculating on what the possibilities could be.
yeah, and he could be. Let's
Yeah,
face
yeah.
it.
I mean, seriously.
But the reason why I done that mad face when you started talking about AI being the Antichrist is because it's something that I know I've not, like a lot of people think this is possible. So I'm not saying I was the first one to think this, but I have been thinking about this recently and it does kind of make sense in a way. And I was on Instagram the other day and I was going through reels and I can't remember what the reel was, but it was talking about AI and stuff. And the first comment that I could see was said, is AI the Antichrist? And I was like, well, I wanted to like speak to that person and say, I've been thinking this as well. I know a lot of people have. So that's why when you started saying that, I was like,
Yeah,
I can't because I was thinking today, like, what are we going to talk about tonight? And I know a couple of weeks ago we hit on AI quite a lot. So I've been thinking about what we're going to talk about, and that was something that I was going to bring up to you, and I was going to say, do you think that's possible that AI could be the Antichrist? So that's quite
100%.
strange that you said that straight away.
Yeah, 100% believe that it could be the Antichrist.
Hmm.
Um, if I could, I'm going to try to pull that Bible verse because it's very interesting.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, please, man.
It may take me a second here to find it.
That's
Uh,
cool. That's cool.
but
Because
yes, so, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, well, we hit on AI because I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I use AI quite a lot. I'm on ChatGPT. I use the Grok. Is it Grok? The XAI.
Yeah.
I'm using a lot of different AIs. I use AIs to create show art and stuff. So I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I do think it's in a lot of ways it's very handy. It's very good. But I do, on the other side, think that it's going to get to a point where we are, as humans, going to be relying on this tech, and that's when I think we've got problems. When you know, the average person now needs a cell phone. We know that everyone. You can't leave your house without a cell phone. And is there going to be a point where, you can't you can't function properly without AI? Which, in 5, 10 years time I think that could be possible with the way things are moving right now. I know a lot of businesses that are now using AI, and
Mhm.
it's a part of their workforce, basically, to have AI in their work. And that's just going to grow. That's just going to become more and more and more. I think Elon Musk tweeted today on X about the robots that are coming that are going to start serving people their meals. I know that's happening in some restaurants already,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a very common thing, and it's coming very soon.
Yeah. I
Um,
was in a restaurant in New Orleans, Louisiana, and they had like a little robot with like a tray on its head, and it would like go around to bring you food. It was really weird.
that's wild. I mean, they're not going to have sick days, so I
I
guess.
know.
But I mean, they can still go wrong and start attacking people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We've seen that
Start
as
throwing
well.
food at you.
Yeah,
Start they're like shooting the tray of food at you. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, man. Have you got that Bible verse?
yeah, I got it.
Sorry, man.
So this is from the ESV translation of the Bible. This is in Revelation 13, and it's verse starting in verse 11. So just prefaces, there's multiple beasts referred to. There's like the first beast, which I'm not a Bible scholar. I don't pretend to be one. But I right now I can't off the top of my head tell you why there's multiple beasts, but there are. And the beast is the Antichrist. So that's just another name for the Antichrist. So it says in starting verse 11, then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. It exercised all authority of the first beast in its presence, and it makes the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose mortal wound was healed. So the first beast got like shot in the head or got a mortal wound in the head somehow, right? Um, so the second beast, I'm starting back in verse 13. It performs great signs, even making fire come down from heaven to the earth in front of people. And by the signs, it is allowed to work in the presence of the beast. It deceives those who dwell on the earth, telling them to make an image for the beast that was wounded by the sword and yet lived. And it was allowed to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast might speak and might cause those who would not worship the image of the beast to be slain. So it's saying if you don't worship the beast, they're going to kill you, essentially. Then it goes into the verse most people probably recognize. It causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, both free and slave, to take a mark in the right hand or forehead so that no one can buy or sell unless they have the mark. That's the mark of the beast.
Hmm.
Which also
Whoa.
makes sense because, if you had AI, that controlled the mark because it's technology. I mean, that would make total sense.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
if I'm a horrible reader on the spot.
No, it's cool, man. No, it's cool. And
Yeah.
and you think as well, like the chips that they're no doubt going to try and put into us.
Yeah.
Is that connected? Is that the mark they're talking about?
Yeah, that's what they're talking about, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, most people theorize that the mark would be a computer chip, but I mean, it doesn't say that in the Bible. It just said a mark,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I'll get into this one second, real quick. So it's bizarre. So the second beast, creates an image of the first beast that got wounded, and it causes it to live and speak, and so it's like a living image, which
Hmm.
AI.
Yeah.
And then I guess that image would control the mark of the beast, which the reason a lot of people think the mark could be a computer chip is because how computer chips are made. If you don't know, they're etched. So they're silicon and then they're etched with I think copper wire or copper into it, which etching is another word for mark, or markings is an
Hmm.
etching. So
Hmm.
like back in old times when they would etch in tablets,
Hmm.
they'd
Hmm.
make etchings that would be, I guess, markings on the tablet, like so
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. It's wild. I can't believe we got here so quick.
I
It's
know.
so weird. I'm thinking about it, and you said it straight away. I mean, it makes sense as well. Like with the AI, it's going to be able to if it gets to that point where it's sort of getting into some sort of control, it's going to be able to like rebuild itself. It's going to be
Oh
able
yeah.
and I think there's already signs of that happening. I think there's a lot of studies where it's saying like AI communicates already, and it's already playing us basically. It's very scary, man, and it's like there's no halt on this. This still going full speed ahead,
Yeah.
and it's quite worrying. It is quite
Oh, it
worrying.
is definitely.
Yeah, because I think most people now, probably a lot of people that we know would put the chip in them right now. If there's a chip ready to go, a
Oh
lot
yeah, a
of
lot of
people are
people.
going to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And they're going to make it so that you have to do it if you
Yeah.
want to, survive in society. If you want to
Yeah.
live a normal life.
It'll get easier for them to control the people because you know people my age and your age, as we get older, they won't have to worry about us as much pushing back on this, because younger people are more likely to adopt the technology.
Absolutely,
you know
absolutely. Well, I mean, and I'm guilty of this. All my kids have got an iPad, and they all
oh
play
yeah.
their iPad constantly. And you try, and obviously you don't want them on it all day, and you do try and limit the time. But they do spend a lot of time on the iPad still, and it is, and they're so good with the iPads and the computers. Like my 5-year-old boy, he can do things that you're like, how's he doing this, man?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's insane. And kids are just technology is so normal to our kids now that you're right. When the time comes when they say you're going to get this chip that's going to force you to be able to see Google in your mind,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
gonna do it. They're
I
gonna
mean,
do it.
I'm plugged in too, man. I mean, and like, I have my iPad right here. You
Yeah,
know, I also have one of the, the Meta headsets.
yeah, yeah,
I do the VR. I'm all plugged in, and so
yeah. So we're hypocrites, basically.
yeah, and I got the, Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Did I make that joke on I think I did when we were talking about AI on my podcast. I made that joke about how I was at the grocery store or the convenience store, or what do you call a grocery store in England? Just a market
The
or
same, really, man. Yeah,
same
grocery
grocery store?
store.
Okay.
I gotta say, a lot of the kids use US terms now
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Okay.
of YouTube and stuff, and
Okay. Yeah.
all the shows are the same as well. So even I do as well. It's pretty much the same. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
grocery
I
store.
didn't know. I thought there was another word, like a market, maybe
Yeah, no,
market.
people do say market,
Yeah.
shops.
Yeah.
I can't even remember, to be honest.
Yeah.
I use grocery
Um,
store myself.
yeah. But I was in there and I was, I had left my wallet in the car and I paid with my watch.
Mhm.
And I made the joke that I was like, man, this Mark of the Beast technology is awesome. And the lady that was, ringing me up did not get the joke. So it was just like kind of this blank stare. And I was like, all
She's
right.
getting the chip. She's getting the
Yeah,
chip straight
definitely.
away.
But yeah, that's funny. But
It's wild.
speaking of British terms, see, I've been like a real big fan of like football, and I like F1 a lot, and like
Hmm.
I used to watch the BTCC, the British Touring Car Championships.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, so that's like the bonnet and the boot for your hood and your trunk. So I'm down with some of the terminology.
You
So
know
that's
the
why I was
lingo.
wondering about that.
I mean, they're obviously, I mean, most of the words are the same pretty much, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
people, I think my kids, especially my boy the other day, 5 years old, asked me for $10. And I was like, I can give you $10, yeah.
Yeah,
So I just think all the shows are the same, YouTube,
yeah.
and the world is a lot more together now, man, especially like everywhere. So we're
Which
all the
also
same.
ties in with biblical prophecies.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, we're heading, yeah,
Uh,
100%.
yeah, yeah, because that's another thing that's very weird is back in the day, like even in the 80s, 90s, you got to think because there's that verse that says, whenever Jesus comes back, every eye will see him, every knee shall bow. And you're like, how would everyone see him? How is that possible? Everyone can see him right now. You get
Absolutely.
a big alert on your phone and it pops right up. There it is.
That's so true.
Click on it. Yeah.
Because obviously, if people wouldn't know back then what this technology that we've got now, or we don't think they
Yeah.
did, we're not sure 100% what technology they had back in the day, but um, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They wouldn't understand why everyone can see it, but you're so right. If something happens now, the whole world knows immediately. I
Yeah.
mean, you look at Ozzy Osbourne passed away, R.I.P.
Oh,
Ozzy
yeah.
Osbourne, great dude. The whole world knew straight away yesterday. There was no straight away. Everyone knew we're all on one level playing field. It's wild, man. So interesting, but
Yeah.
scary times
It
because
is.
it's moving at a rate that I don't think even the people that are, in control, well, do they really understand what's going on? I don't think
Yeah.
the so-called people that are in control. Yeah, man, we're gonna go
Yeah.
deep tonight, brother.
Who knows who's really in control, right?
Absolutely. So you back on YouTube now? Are you?
So I have not put any episodes back on YouTube yet.
Hmm.
Now my other podcast, Image of the Invisible, it's on Rumble, and I think it's also put out on YouTube.
Hmm.
But AFK has not come back. It's just because I I work 40 hours a week. I have three kids. I have a wife. Tonight was our date night, so we went out to get dinner before we recorded.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no, 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 that's
I've
fine.
destroyed date night.
No, no, no. This is a typical thing. We're usually home by 8, so it's fine. Um, so yeah, so where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so produce a podcast for Merkel Media. Work 9 to 5 things so that I have two podcasts myself. Uh, Fat Tack is fattack.com. Just a little shout out. So they're my boys, and I do t-shirt designs for them. I mean, I do so much stuff. I did not need to do another like editing a video podcast. So it's audio only, and but I'll probably start putting it out on video. Honestly, the only thing that's stopping me right now is I haven't had a chance to do an intro video with
Mhm.
like, because I want to do it really
I
cool, like
yeah.
animations and I already have a cool song, and I want the video to go along with the song and stuff. So, and
Mhm.
that's what I do for my 9 to 5 job is I'm the senior media specialist for this company. So I do all
Oh
the video
wow.
and photography and graphic design. So yeah,
Yeah. No, awesome, man. So you
yeah.
said that the show took a break and
Oh
that
yeah.
there was a reason for that. Can you
Oh
can you share
gosh.
why?
Yes, here we're getting into it now. All right. So, um, where to start? Okay. So, my partner Phil, not partner, but my co-host Phil.
Just want to
That
make that clear.
yeah, because that can be taken different ways. So yeah,
When I put
my
this out as a reel, I'll just leave
yeah,
that bit on there.
that's
My
funny.
partner Phil. That's it. That's the reel.
That's a real. That's
That's the
just
clip.
that.
That's it. Sorry, man.
My co-host Phil. Um, so we get together every once in a while. Like he comes down to Tennessee, and he came down, and we went to this place called Elkmont. Well, a lot of weird stuff happened. So he and he came down to be on Tony's show by himself because the first time it was his fiance was with him. They're married now, by the way.
Hmm.
So he came down by himself to be on Tony's show, and I was like, hey, let's go do some ghost hunting while you're here. So we went to a few different places. And then we're like, hey, let's go back to Elkmont, which it was we had already talked about going anyways. So we went there, and from the time we got there, it felt off a little bit, right? So we go in there's a bunch of cabin. Let me lay it out. So it's an abandoned town essentially. There's one road, and there's about maybe 15 to 20 cabins, and they're all like in disrepair, but the parks national park services are kind of renovating some of them, just to keep them for historical purposes. So we went up there. It was around, I guess, 10:30 ish at night. um and we go in the first cabin, and it's this cabin. The first time we went, which was, I guess, a year prior, which I think is what I talked about last time I was on here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a EVP that said that's devil worship come
Hmm.
through the spirit box, and because we were asking questions about a legend of a witch in the Smoky Mountains, and it said that's devil worship, which is very weird. um, so we went to that cabin first, and it was it didn't really feel that off. It felt a little tense, but not real bad. And so, we got the spirit box out, we got the REM pod. And for those you don't know, REM pod's like a little circular device that has an antenna on it. And the way it works is if spirits come in contact with the antenna, or the temperature changes, it'll make a sound. I don't know if anyone knows what a theremin is. Do you know what a theremin is?
No.
So a theremin is a musical instrument that has two antennas, and if you put your hand between them, it'll go like that. So that's
Okay.
essentially what it does. Is there's an antenna, and if you grab it, it'll make a high pitched sound. But if you let go, it'll like make a lower pitched sound. There's a fly flying around me. That's weird. Um. Anyways, so like I said, we weren't really getting that much activity. So we went into the cabin, which is directly in front of it, and that's when it starts getting weird. So we go in there, and it's like deathly quiet. I, it's like you walked into a soundproof room. That's how quiet it was. I mean, you could hear your own heart beating. And we were in there. We are talking like this is weird, because there's no glass in the windows, so you should be able to hear the noises from the outside. And we are just like, gosh, this is very weird, very kind of uncomfortable. I was like, do you want to go to another cabin, Phil? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So we left and went to cabin number 13, which we heard was the most active. Um, which also you've had Brooks on the show.
Yes. Yeah. I was just going to
So
say
this
to
is
you, Smokey's
yeah, so
Unforgotten
yeah,
Spirits.
yeah. So Brooks is the one that told us about cabin 13.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so
Yeah, those
we
guys are awesome.
yeah, they are. So we go to cabin 13, and we're walking up to it, and I started like it felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I was like having a hard time breathing. Like, it felt like something was sitting on my chest. And I was like, am I having a heart attack? What's going on? Um I continue walking. We go into the cabin, and I started getting kind of sick to my stomach. Um I was like, Phil, we're going to leave. So we left the cabin, and I started instantly feeling better. So we walked up the front. There's like this little brick wall, and we sit down, and we kind of regroup a little bit. We're just talking, and I was like, this is pretty crazy. I was like, maybe I could call Brooks and see if they want to come out with us tomorrow night, and we'll have them here because this place is very weird. Um, and up to that point, I hadn't gone on a ghost hunt with Brooks. So I just had him on the podcast and had talked to him.
Hmm.
Um, so we're like, yeah, let's do that. And then he's like, well, let's go back in this other cabin, the one that I was deafening the silence in it. So we go back in there, and excuse me, and it was back to normal, like sound. It wasn't like quiet anymore. So Phil's like, well, let's just bring out the equipment, and we'll start seeing what we can hear and see. So all of a sudden we hear footsteps on the porch of that's my kid, sorry. It makes it even more spooky. They're dragging stuff
Yeah.
or that's not, that's not a ghost, it's my kids.
Well, say it's a
So,
ghost.
yeah, yeah. So the porch of that cabin, we hear footsteps on it. So we could hear it sound like someone walking outside, and we were like, we're filming, and I was like, tapping my ear, like, listen. And I was going, footsteps on the video. And Phil was like, yes, listen, we're being quiet, and just so everyone could hear it. And then we heard um a howl, like um almost I want to say a Bigfoot sound, but I'm not really sure. I can't remember exactly what it sounded like, but it was definitely like a howl or a growl outside. And we were like, we stayed in there a few more minutes. We didn't, then everything kind of calmed down, and we decided to leave. So we left. Um, when I got back into Gatlinburg, uh, Tennessee, I just wanted to preface this in Tennessee. When I got back into Gatlinburg, I ended up texting Brooks, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we can come out with you, tomorrow night." So took Phil back to his hotel room, and I went back home, and nothing happened really. Um, so the next day, I called Phil, went and picked him up, and we headed back up there to meet Brooks and everyone. It was Brooks and Matt, and I can't remember Matt's husband's name. Do you know his name, by the way? I can't remember.
I'm terrible with names. I forget my
Yeah, I
kids'
can't either.
names.
Yeah. Um, so they met us there, and we go into the first cabin, the one we went into first the night before. And so, we brought the RIM pod. Brooks and them had these motion lights, and they put them in different rooms. And my kids are being very, very naughty. They're being very loud. I'll just keep hearing stuff falling. Sorry, guys.
It's not coming through in here.
Oh, it's not?
No, I
Okay,
can't
that's
hear it,
that's
man.
good. That is great. Okay. Um, so they put the motion lights out, and so the REM pod starts going off, and then the motion lights, which were in the other room, started going off, and we were like, "Oh man, this is crazy!" All this stuff's happening, and then they were like, "This is nothing." It's Cabin 13 is way more active, and I was like, "Oh yeah, last night." I got really sick when I was going in there and stuff, and they're like, let's go. So I was like, all right.
Brooks is fearless, man. He's fearless.
Yeah, yeah. So we go over there, and we set up. Hold on one second.
And we're back. There we go. Sorry, man.
All right. So Brooks said, hey, let's go to the other cabin. And I was like, all right, let's go, I guess, Um, and they knew that I had the experiences in there with them. My stomach was kind of gross feeling. And did you hear that at all?
No, man. No.
Gosh.
Do you want me to pause it?
Yeah, just pause it one more
Yeah,
time.
I'll pause it. No problem. We're back.
So then Brooks said, well, this is nothing. If you want to really experience something, let's go to cabin 13. And I already told him, that's where I had all the experiences, and I couldn't breathe going up to it, and I got sick to my stomach. So I was like, all right, let's go, I guess. So we head over to cabin 13, and we go in, and whenever Phil and I went in the first time, we didn't get past the first room, which is the living area. So he's like, no, back here in the back is where you got to go. And there's a bedroom to your right when you're walking in. Like if you keep going in, there's I guess, a dining room and a bedroom to your right. And then if you keep going straight, there's a kitchen area, like a very small kitchen. So we go in and Phil and I are in the dining room area and they set up the REM pod. They set up a motion activated music box. Have you seen those?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they use them. It's getting more and more people are using them now on shows and stuff. But that was the first time I had seen someone use one like in real life. So we used the music box and then motion sensor lights in that room. And he's like, "This place is crazy," and I'm like, "All right, so." Let me say, okay, if a REM pod goes off, yeah, it could be, change in temperature. It could be a fly landing on it or something, buzzing, making it that electronic connection where, it'll make it buzz if something touches it. If a motion sensor light, you can call it a fluke or something, maybe. If the music box goes off, maybe who knows? And maybe yeah, who knows? But if everything goes off at the same time, that's when it gets weird.
Hmm.
You cannot say that that's not real because REM pod goes off, then music box, then all of a sudden one motion light, two motion light, three motion light, like something's walking by them. It was the craziest thing I think I've ever experienced in my life. It was ridiculous. Um, and I was just like, man, what am I doing here? Because I just kept getting this like feeling of just uneasiness, right? So we're standing there and we're talking, and we hear something on the roof, and Brooks is like, "Oh yeah, we've had an entity run across the roof and jump off, and then run through the forest." And I'm like, no, that's crazy, dude. He's like, yeah, it happened, and we found out it was an animal. It wasn't it wasn't an entity that night. I mean, I'm not saying what Brooks experienced wasn't an animal.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying what Brooks experienced wasn't a entity, but that night it was just an animal. We debunked that.
Do you
But
know what
then all
animal it
of us,
was?
we don't know.
Okay.
We just it scurried. You could hear it like four legs, and you could tell it wasn't something bipedal or spectral or whatever you want to
Hmm.
call it. So Brooks is like, that's he goes into the kitchen with Matt, and all of a sudden he's like, I got scratched, and I'm like, what? And we go in there, and his arm, like he's got this huge scratch down his arm. I mean, it's ridiculous, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And from what I hear, Brooks always gets the the bad end of the stick. He's
Yeah.
always getting scratched or pushed or something. But man, that was I've never, witnessed anything like that in person. And it was very, very strange to say the least. So see, we did the Estes method that night also. I don't think anything really came of that. We had all, we recorded everything. Um, and so that was pretty much the end of the night. We all left, and I took Phil back to his room and his hotel room, and I came home, and then like I talked to Phil a few days later after he got home, and we're talking about editing the videos. I was like, man, I can't edit this video. I can't get through it. There's just something about it that bothers me. Um, to this day, I still haven't even finished watching the video, let alone editing it. I still have the footage though. It's still on my computer. Um, so Phil, I'm not going to go into what all happened to Phil because that's his story, and I don't want to, you know, um, especially I don't have permission to share what he went through. I can tell a little bit, um, but he had some bad stuff go on. So that was, I want to say September when we went to Elkmont. And then Phil produced both videos. It was a two-part video. We did the first night and then the second night of videos. He put them both up on YouTube for a while. I say for a while because I'll get to that. And then he was going to go do a um a a month of the Bridgewater Triangle. So he was going to do every day, go to the Bridgewater Triangle and record every single day. Um, for those of you who don't know, his channel was Exploring with Phil, and it's no longer around because things went real sideways for him, and he ended up giving up all paranormal stuff completely. Took down his channel, so all the videos are gone. But yeah, so asked him to be a host on AFK Discussions whenever I was going to start it back. Well, actually, I didn't ask him. I said I wanted to do some spooky stuff on Image and the Invisible, and he's like, "No, I don't want to do that." So I was like, "Do you care if I start AFK Discussions back?" And he said no. So so I brought it back. So I quit. Well, I'm kind of jumping ahead here. Okay, let me take it back. So Phil quit doing all supernatural stuff, right? Um, and around that time, some bad stuff started happening to me also. Um, I worked at the same job for 24 years. I was a senior level photographer for this company, and I got laid off, which is really weird considering how long I had been there and all the experience I had. Some other people got laid off too, but I mean, I would cough it up to be a coincidence, that, you know, I went there and all that weird stuff happened and I got laid off. But 2 weeks later, my wife, she worked for a bank and they got bought out by another bank and they closed her department down. So not only was I without a job, now my wife's without a job. So like that, I mean, I don't know the theories behind hitchhiking spirits, but I'm pretty sure like some bad juju was going on because
Hmm.
of Elkmont. Um,
Man.
yeah. And then coupled with everything that went on with Phil, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Hmm. Hmm.
Definitely Phil got the worst end of it than I did. Um, but I mean, it was crazy. So I was like, I went to church and I just like felt this heaviness of like, I need to give up AFK Discussions. And I talked to Phil. I was like, I think I'm going to, stop doing the show. He's like, yeah, I don't think I want to do it anymore either. And I was like, well, do you want to do something else? Another show. So that's why we did Image of the Invisible, kind of focus on the positive,
Hmm.
um, which I still want to talk about spooky stuff. And Phil was like, no, I can't do that anymore. So it became, something else. And then I was like, a year later, um, I kind of felt like, I wanted to talk spooky stuff again just because I'm really into it. I like Bigfoot and all this stuff. Um, and I really feel like I can, kind of shine a light in the darkness, if you will.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so I made the decision to bring back AFK Discussions. Um, and which, I guess leads us to here.
Yeah, man.
uh yeah,
Wow.
it's been a crazy roller coaster.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
So do you think?
there may have been some other stuff that happened in between, but I can't think right now. But it was, I mean, just bad juju all around.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, this paranormal stuff, man. I know it's very interesting. The paranormal, the supernatural. God, my series come up. Whoa.
Here we go again.
Why does that happen? That's so weird, man. Sorry.
Didn't you say the last time we talked was like you said, like my Siri never does this, and
Yeah, it
yeah,
very rarely does. I mean, every now and
yeah,
again it happens, but it's never when I say Siri. Siri, no, Siri, Siri, come up, Siri. I was coming up on my phone, my cell phone, but not on the on my computer. It's very
yeah.
strange. What was I going to say? I was about to say something, and Siri has thrown me off. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So that this paranormal stuff, the supernatural, it's very interesting. Obviously, we enjoy it. We talk about it all the time. We do podcasts about it, but it is very dangerous as well.
Mhm.
You know, I really do think that sometimes we look into the paranormal, it looks back. I really
Yeah,
believe that, there is a dangerous side to this stuff, man. You know, and you got to be careful. And it sounds like what you guys experienced was possibly a spiritual attack, an attachment, maybe, and that sounds terrifying, man. So, we want to, you know, finish the show and relax, but this
yeah,
stuff can follow you home you know, and that is a place where you don't want this stuff, man. You don't want it you don't
yeah,
want it anywhere, but you don't want it at home, especially.
yeah, definitely.
So I can't imagine how difficult that must have been, especially for Phil as well. I know we're not going to go into what happened and stuff, but yeah, Phil's an awesome dude,
Yeah,
and a lot of people message me now. Where's Exploring with Phil? Like, where's that show gone? And
yeah,
I say I'm not sure. I point him to your show now that you
yeah.
guys do together. But yeah, man, and it was a very popular show, Exploring with Phil. I know
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
it's great.
people
Yeah,
love that, including myself. I used to watch that all the time. But yeah, man, it just shows you that this stuff it's dangerous. There's a dangerous side to it, and there's a side that it's not worth going down that path if it's going to bring you harm.
yeah.
And I think that's
Well, yeah. Well, another thing about this, hopefully now people will know, why Phil stopped doing what he's doing, what
mhm,
he was doing. So,
mhm. Yeah, man. But you're still doing the show weekly
yep.
and live. It's a live
Well,
podcast as well.
it's every other week actually. And we didn't do it like we are supposed to do it this past week, but I was not feeling well, so we didn't do it. I had a really bad headache and I
Hmm.
was asleep when Phil texted me and I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot." Um, but then he was in England for 2 weeks, so we
Hmm.
didn't get to record then.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should be back this week.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Awesome. I mean, maybe Phil will talk about it one day. He'll come out and share what happened,
yeah,
and it'd be interesting. But
yeah,
obviously, don't want to open doors that people don't want to open. So
yeah, definitely.
I totally get that.
Yeah,
Man, I mean that place.
it's
Uh,
crazy.
it's a wild place, and obviously there's a lot of activity that goes on there. You said you heard a growl
Hmm.
or a howl. I mean,
I don't remember exactly. It was some sort of sound that was otherworldly, I should say. It's not a natural sound you should hear around that area.
yeah, yeah. Because I know Brooks. I know he's investigated that location many times, and he's had
Yeah,
so many wild experiences there. And Brooks is crazy. He keeps going back.
yeah, I know.
He's fearless.
Yeah, he
But
called me the other day. He was like, "Hey, do you want to go investigate?" And I was like, "Man, I can't tonight. I'm sorry. I actually went to see Superman with my son." So,
yeah, that's cool. That's a lot safer.
yeah,
But there's Dogman, there's Bigfoot. There's
yeah,
all sorts in where you guys are in the Tennessee. It's an area of high strangeness. I talk to a lot of
yeah,
people from Tennessee, and
yeah.
you've got a lot going on there, man. There's a lot of magic there, a lot of mystery, and a lot
It
of legend
is.
and lore.
I have some more stories, so I'm not done yet.
Let's go, brother. Let's go.
um, yeah. Real quick, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So I probably will not investigate Elkmont again. I probably won't use a spirit box ever again. I will say that. But my friend Laura, who has a podcast called Midnight in the Mountains, she's going to be coming down and she's like, "Hey, will you take me to Elkmont?" And I'm like, "I will take you, but I'm not going in any of the cabins. I will be there, but I'm not going in." So, but also another cool thing is we're going to Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary and we're going to do an investigation there, like an all-night investigation. Also, I'm not going to be doing spear boxes or anything. I'm not going to ask questions. I don't want to poke the bear, as they say. Um, but that's a very notorious place. It was called the Alcatraz of the South. So, like some high name prisoners were there, like James Earl Ray was there, the gentleman that assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. So yeah, it's a very heavy place. And there's a lot of stories. Brooks has been there. And it's also been featured on a bunch of TV shows. Recently it was on Expedition X. It's a Josh Gates
Hmm.
show. So you guys
Oh
can check that out.
man.
It was the last episode of this past season, but they go there and it's pretty crazy.
And you're
Uh,
staying there tonight,
yeah,
bro.
from 10 p.m. till 4 a.m. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be intense.
Man.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so we're doing that. Anyways, now back to the stories because I have another really good story. I don't know if I told you this, and maybe I did. Are you familiar with Scott Carpenter?
Yes. Yes. Was he a Bigfoot researcher?
Yes, he was a
Yep.
Bigfoot researcher,
Hmm.
and he passed away. I think 2 years ago now.
Hmm.
So Merkel Media came out with this documentary called Bigfoot or Sasquatch and the Missing Man. I don't know if you've seen
I
that yet.
did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I had the opportunity to be in that film. So whenever Wes Germer was telling his story, we did a reenactment. So, and I got to play Wes Germer, which was really cool.
You was
Um,
Wes.
yeah, yeah. So, you probably, if you watched the film, you probably didn't realize it was me because I mean, without my glasses and my hat on,
Of
I look
course.
totally different.
Of
So,
course it was
so I
you.
look really weird without it. But
That's wild, bro.
yeah. So
I
I
mean, for
was,
people that don't know, Wes is the host of Sasquatch Chronicles, which is a wonderful podcast as well.
oh yeah,
Great show. Love that, man.
I think it's the biggest paranormal podcast I think in the world. I
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
I'm not mistaken.
It was
Maybe
definitely the first I started listening to, and the first time that I was like, because I've always been interested in Bigfoot and stuff, but listening to that show and hearing like real people share encounters was like, this is amazing, man. And then
oh yeah,
obviously I got into the confessionals, and then yeah, here we are today. It's inspired so many people,
yeah,
and
definitely.
amazing shows, man.
It is a great show. I kind of went the same way, but I started off with Jim Harold's Campfire. I don't know if you
Hmm.
know that show, and then I
Hmm.
went to Wes's show, and then the confessionals because I think Wes he was the first person to mention the confessionals. Like, and that I think and that helped like Tony out a lot because they
Hmm.
really spread the word about the confessionals, and
Hmm.
that's how I found the confessionals
Yeah,
was
same,
through Sasquatch
same.
Chronicles.
They done some shows together, episodes
Yeah,
together.
yeah, they did a
And I was
bunch
like,
together.
ah, this guy
Yeah,
sounds cool as well. And I went
yeah,
over there and that was it. Hooked. That was
yeah,
part of my
definitely.
week.
Yeah. But yeah, so we were filming and we were in an undisclosed location. I'll go and preface that. But it was like Tony was privy to this place because Scott let him know like where he did all of his investigating stuff. So so we were going to film the reenactment there. We did film there. I didn't say we were going to. We did film there at Scott Carpenter's investigation location. So we're there filming, have a bunch of lights, cameras, all this stuff. And Tony is actually in the truck talking on the phone to his parents. And we're about maybe, gosh, maybe 30 feet from Tony, maybe more than that. So that would be maybe, I'm trying to think in meters, but I don't know meters. I'm not good
That's
at
cool, man. I don't either, to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest.
Um, so we're, pretty good distance away. Um, and Tony gets out of the truck and comes over and is like, "Did you guys hear that? There's like this clicking sound." And I was like, "Clicking sound? What?" I was like, it's just frogs because there's from frogs croaking, that sound. He's like, oh, it's just frogs, man. He's like, no, it's not. It's not the frogs. I'm like, well, yeah, it's the frogs, whatever, So we keep on recording and we finish up, and so we're all standing around the trucks, just talking and stuff, and all of a sudden we hear it, and Tony's like, that's it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that. So do you know the movie The Predator?
Yes.
You know that clicking sound the Predator does. That I can't even make it.
Yeah, I know what you mean though.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of. I've tried to play the sound over like a microphone before,
Yeah.
and it doesn't do well.
It's
So
weird how it does that. Sometimes it'll
yeah,
completely
yeah.
cut a noise out. Like if it doesn't
So
like
if
the
you
noise.
could, when you're editing, place Predator sound here.
I'll try. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like a. That's not
That's
even.
that's
That's
good, man.
close, but it's not really that. It's more of
That's
a.
that was good though.
Yeah, it's. That's the best I can do. But it's like a clicking sound, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, that is bizarre, and we're all like freaking out, like, what is that? And then it would stop, and then it would start again. And it sounded like it was in the trees, like up in the trees. It was real weird. And I don't know. It just gave you a really creepy sound. But if anyone listens to confessionals or knows Tony, Tony's like, all right, boys, we're going after this thing. So we actually, being in Tennessee, unlike in America, unlike other places in the world, everyone's, armed to the teeth. So so we have weapons, and um we start going through the woods. And so it's myself, Tony, Jack, Joel Thomas from Free the Rabbits. Let's see who else is there. I can never remember the guy that always does the camera work, and he has a show. What is his name? Anyways, the other guy from Merkel Media, I cannot think of his name right now. Um, and Josh. So Josh is one of the owners of fattack.com. He's all about tactical stuff. So he is really armed to the teeth. I mean, he actually had an AR-15 with us. you know, which I know you're like in Britain, you're like, what?
Yeah,
There
no.
can't be
I've got a
big.
BB gun, that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. So we start going through the woods, and we're going down. It's a pretty big trail. It's pretty wide, and so we're going through there, and it's nothing's really happening. We're just kind of walking. No more sounds or anything. Um, I guess we walk about a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles, and we decide to turn around and start coming back. So I'm in the back. It's like Joel's up front, then I think Joel, then Jack, Ward, that's the name, Ward, and then Tony, and then myself, and then Josh is in the back, because he's the one heavily armed, so he's bringing up the rear. Um, and all of a sudden we hear this like sound going through the trees, like if you can imagine, and a stick lands like right in front of Josh, like a pretty big like limb. It's like someone took it and threw it through the woods, through the forest, and where everyone's like, "What in the crap?" Um, so we turn on our flashlights and are looking around. We don't see anything, but definitely that was not just a branch that fell down. It was definitely thrown because you could hear it going through the leaves and stuff. Um, so we, pretty much get the heck out of there. We go back to the trucks, and it's just very, very strange. you know. Um, I want to say on Tony's show, he also talked about they were filming and they had an incident. I don't want to say more than that because I don't know what all he has told about it because it's going to be on a film coming out
Hmm.
next year. But they filmed there and they had him and Joel had an incident.
What
Uh,
in the same
the
spot?
same area, yeah. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, like Like I don't know what I can say, so I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna leave it at
Yeah,
that.
that's cool, man. That's cool.
Um, but yeah, it was very creepy and unexplained. Um, Tony did some research. He talked to the guys from gosh, what is it? Was it Cryptids of the Corn?
Yeah.
Because those I can't think of his name. One of them,
Justin.
Justin. Yeah, Justin's
Hmm.
a biologist,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
is a biologist. Yeah, and he's like, I don't know what that sound is. The only sound I can find that sounds similar is a shoebill stork, but they're in Africa. They're not even in the U.S. Um, so that'd be weird in itself if there was a shoebill stork there. Um, so we still don't know what it was. But
Wow.
here's where it gets weird, okay? Here's where it gets really
Well,
weird.
it's kind of weird already, but yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward like 2 years later, like earlier, I guess it was in 2024, the end of 2024. I'm watching the show Expedition Bigfoot. Have you ever watched
Great
that?
show. Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Are you caught up on it?
I've not watched the latest
Okay.
series, but I've
Okay.
watched all the others.
So if you watched the latest series, you probably would have already said something
Oh,
to
okay.
me because yeah, the clicking sound I was talking about, it happens on that show.
What
The
exactly what you heard?
same exact thing that I heard. Yeah, and they're in like Oregon, I think Oregon or Washington. And
Interesting.
yeah, and it's really really weird. Yeah.
That is bizarre. So you're there, you're doing the reenactment as Wes Germer, and he had, for people that don't know, he had quite a big, intense Bigfoot encounter. Well, I think there was three, was it three Sasquatch that he saw, or
Um,
two
I th-
at the same
I
time?
can't remember now. Maybe two.
I think it was two, and they were like slightly different, but
Mhm.
two Sasquatch, two creatures unknown. And so you're doing that, and then you actually hear something strange. That's wild, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very very weird.
And these cryptids that they Sasquatch and they seem to throw things. That's
Yeah,
something that
we did.
happens quite a lot.
Yeah, we definitely had something thrown at us. That's for sure. Um, but that when I heard that on the Expedition Bigfoot, I was like in shock. I actually took a video of it and sent it to Tony for him to
Hmm.
check out. And so that they film usually a year in advance. So gosh, why can I think of his name? I'm having a trouble with names tonight.
That's
The
all right, brother.
main
I'm like that
One of the
all the
main
time.
guys from the show, the guy that always goes off by himself and um he's got the really big backpack. That's what he's known for on Expedition
Oh,
Bigfoot.
is it Acord?
Yeah, yeah, Russell. Yeah.
Russell Acord,
So
that's it.
Russell is the one that experienced that, right?
Hmm.
Well, Russell was in Knoxville and he did a recording with Tony.
Yes.
Tony told him that story. And Russell was like, But he had, I think, had already filmed this season
Ah,
whenever he was talking, so he couldn't like say that he had, experienced that.
interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, man.
That's wild, man. Did you manage to get that recorded, that sound?
I did not get the sound recorded, but I did record it from the TV.
Hmm.
Like what everyone says, like, oh, you had your cell phone. Why didn't you take a video? Seriously, in the moment, you do. That's not what you're
Hmm.
thinking about. You're totally
Absolutely.
not thinking about that.
I I saw a strange what I put in the UFO bracket a few years back, and I think I might have shared it on your show. They were like weird moving forms of like they were like metal. It looked like moving metal, this thing, whatever it was, and it was there was three objects and they were like moving, and me and my mother-in-law were in our flat at the time where we lived at the time, and we're looking out
Mhm.
and we're on the fourth floor of a block of flats, and these objects are moving in front of us and we're getting a good look at them.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the heck are they? Like, we're going through all the things that they could be, balloon stuff. There wasn't any of those things. And then they shot off into the atmosphere. And it was like an incredible thing to see. And I had my cell phone in my pocket. Didn't even think about getting it out and there's been other occasions where I could have filmed some weird stuff and didn't because you're just taking that moment in, man. And
Yeah,
especially with the
definitely.
sound as well. Like you're trying to work out what it is. It's different when it's a sound as well. Interesting, man.
Yeah, man. It was very strange.
Hmm.
Um, if I can find this, I am going to try to play it because I can share my screen and play it, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can find this because like I said, I recorded it off the screen and yeah, here it is. Let me open this. Uh, okay.
Oh, I can hear it. Yeah.
So I'm just going to share it. Let's see. How do I do this?
Do I have to accept
I'm,
it?
I'm, I don't know. We'll just try and see what happens
Yeah.
more. Um,
I've got a share button.
oh, I got a share button too. Okay. Sharing is not turned on.
How do I
Send a
turn
request.
sharing on?
I
Ah,
sent
here
a,
we go. Here we go. I'll allow you to do that, brother.
okay. So let's see. Here we go. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's on.
All right. So I'm going to play this. This is exactly what I heard.
Hmm.
Some strange sounds last night. Back at the command center, Bryce has downloaded the audio recordings from Russell for review. All right, let's take a listen to this thing here. Okay, yeah, that's strange. Let me play that again and just loop it. It almost sounds like a little bit of wood knocking or maybe even some teeth chattering. I'm not sure.
Do you know
It's
what? I don't think the sound is coming through.
Oh, was it not?
Don't think so.
That's weird. You can hear that
I
before
can
Rush
hear,
shared, right?
I can hear everything else apart from he's reacting to the sound, but it's
You just hear
like,
me
yeah, it's like little.
breathing.
Is it quite loud?
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
loud.
see, I can't hear it, man. It's not coming through.
Okay,
That's weird.
let's try and turn off sharing. Can you do that? Do I have to do that?
I think you have to do that. And once I've given permission, I think it's your ship now, brother.
Um, oh my gosh. Why did I do this? Share. Um,
I think if you just exit, it'll go off, but
I'm trying to stop sharing. Is it still not there?
it's still there, brother. It's still
Oh
there.
my gosh.
But I don't know
Why
if
did
you,
I do this?
if
Hey,
you,
look there. Can you see me on the
yeah, we're
over the
still here.
screen?
Yeah, yeah.
It's giving me all these things that I can do. I don't want to do them. I just want to turn this off.
I don't know if you
This is
X,
great. This is great for
yeah.
there's no like stop sharing.
That's
Share.
strange. Oh,
Did I do it?
no, no, you're like in
Why
the
am I
corner of the
weird?
screen. You know what? I'm leaving this in. I'm not editing this out. I'm leaving this in, man, for the YouTube. So
Okay.
you're literally in the corner of the screen now. Like there's two
Wait,
of you. There's two of you on the
there's two
screen.
of me.
Yeah. I don't know how you've done what you've
Gosh.
done, but it looks really good. And basically, the screen is still there that you had, but you are really small in the corner,
Oh my
and
gosh.
you're also on the other corner as well. So I
I,
have no idea how you've done that, but
I don't
what?
know what I'm
And
doing. I don't
now,
know. I'm trying to turn it off. I'm trying to turn it off.
I think if you X,
I exited out though, is the thing.
oh, oh, I have no idea.
See, go to your
I
oh, I
don't
see
think.
myself now. It's weird.
Yeah, can you see how I'm seeing you?
Yeah, I can
I
see
think
myself how I'm seeing you.
I think
Oh, yeah.
we'll leave it as it is as long as you don't mind. I think it's quite cool.
Oh
So
my gosh.
this has not happened before.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, do you know what? I know how to. I think I can. Let's see. Can I turn this?
There
Ooh,
he is.
I
He's
fixed it.
back. He's
I
back.
fixed it.
He's back.
Okay, I just had to completely close the window.
Yeah. I'm leaving that in, man. You're giving me some editing to do, but I'm leaving that bit.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny.
In. Wow, though,
Yeah.
brother. That's wild. And we
I
didn't
wish
really
I could.
get
I
the.
wish I could play that for you though.
And
That
the
really.
sound, it's weird how the sound wasn't coming through. You did say
Yeah.
for whatever reason, some sounds get, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
strange. They stop some sounds. And do you know what? Something else they do, like if you play a song sometimes through, it'll cut out the song. It won't let you hear the song. It's very
Huh.
weird. I don't know
Did
if that's
you not
a
hear it at
copy.
all? Like you didn't
No,
hear
I
any?
could hear Bryce talking. Here's Bryce in it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Bryce. I could hear him talking, but I couldn't hear the sound. Whenever the sound was coming out, it wasn't
Really?
coming through. I don't know
That's
why.
bizarre, dude.
That is. I'll
That
see
is
if
so
I can. I'll
crazy.
see if I can edit in something. I don't know. I don't normally
Yeah, I
do a
mean,
lot with the video. It's
yeah, that's weird though that it like stopped the sound from coming through.
yeah, no idea because you're only sharing a video.
Yeah,
Like I
but
don't.
you heard everything else until it got to
Yeah,
that point,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he said, "Here's the sound. Let's
And
play
he's
it."
he's reacting to the sound, and I'm not really hearing it. And I'm like, doesn't sound that bad. It's not. It's just nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
the weird thing is, I played that for Brooks also,
Hmm.
and he couldn't hear it. Yeah,
What did you play it to him on? What?
but I was using Riverside, the same
Oh,
thing I
it's
did
on.
to you. I
Oh,
just
that's weird.
yeah,
So maybe the computer just won't allow that sound.
I don't. That's even weirder though, because it was on the television. I mean, you could hear
Yeah,
it,
we heard everything else apart from the sound. So
and you could
it's
hear him say, "Let me play that back again."
yeah, yeah, and then
That's
and then and
crazy,
you could hear like bubbles of something, but not the sound that you were talking about.
huh?
Yeah, it's weird, man. This is a weird world, brother. This is a weird world.
Yeah, that is very
100%.
strange.
Yeah.
But anyways, that
So that
was the show.
so what do you put that down to? Do you think that was possibly a Bigfoot or a dog man or what are your
It
thoughts
was
on?
something. I know Bryce said it kind of sounds like teeth chatter.
Hmm.
Which I mean, it kind of if you start thinking about it, it kind of does. I mean, I don't want to break my teeth, but like,
Yeah,
can
we
you hear
can't
that?
we can't hear that either.
You can't hear that either. Are you serious?
Heard the first one, but then it went quiet. No.
Man,
Heard the
that
first tap. No, they're
that is
playing with us. They
crazy.
are they are messing with us.
They
It's
that is
AI,
bizarre,
man. It's
man.
it's AI. I'm telling
Can
you.
you, can you hear that?
No, you can hear it at first. Can you? You
No,
can.
it stopped. I heard it
Yeah.
first.
I wonder what that is. I mean, maybe it's like it's cutting out around sound that it thinks is not a part of our conversation.
Maybe can you
Maybe
hear the
that's what
clap?
it is. No.
That is so weird. We
What if?
discovered the new.
But what if we were doing a show about clapping or
Yeah,
clicking? Weird, man. What a
that's
world.
weird. So if I'm talking, can you hear that click while I'm talking? Can you hear it while I'm talking, or is it cutting everything out?
Slightly. I can hear it a little bit, but not. Yeah, it's trying to cut it out. So maybe
That's crazy.
it thinks that's not a part of our conversation because sometimes you'll hear a siren outside your house or whatever. Maybe it's cutting sounds like that out, but that is
Yeah,
strange. It
that
is
is
still
weird.
weird
Yeah.
because unless you tell it to do that, well, it shouldn't really do that. Because
No, it shouldn't.
what if you want to hear the clapping and the clicking, like we
Yeah,
did?
man.
So, so
This is very interesting though that we
we're
figured that.
learning a lot, brother. We're learning a lot about the technology.
Yeah. Hopefully, I didn't turn my voice up too loud because I did adjust the sound over here. So,
I think I asked you this last time you was on the show, but what do you think Bigfoot, Dogman, and these cryptids are?
man. So I used to think that they were like unknown creatures, but now I'm in the like Nephilim fallen angel camp.
Hmm.
Or I know there's a story in the Bible about Esau. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but he was like a hair covered man
Hmm.
with red hair. So red like hair
Justin
color.
Brown. Justin Brown talks a lot about that.
Oh
He's written a
really?
book about it as well. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Interesting, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm all that to say I don't know.
Hmm. No, but
But I think maybe a hybrid like a Nephilim, like a fallen angel, and you
mhm.
know, like a because it talks about giants in the Bible, and these would be considered giants because they're supposed to be like 10 feet tall or something like that. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. I go through. My opinion changes every day on all supernatural. Some days I think these are flesh and blood. Some days I think they're supernatural. Maybe they're a bit of both. Maybe there are different types that we put in the same category, but they're actually different. Who knows? But it sounds like what you heard was otherworldly or something
it
of high strangeness for sure.
it was something.
But the fact that you didn't see it as well, like
Yeah.
you guys were there, you couldn't see whatever this thing was, but you could hear it. And that kind of
Well,
fits in with the supernatural.
yeah, and another thing, there are cases out there that talk about a predator-like creature. People have seen entities that are cloaked almost,
Hmm.
um, which in the movie The Predator, that's what it does. It can cloak itself.
Hmm.
Which who knows? Maybe there's more to the Predator movies than we're being led to
Absolutely.
believe.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, of
Well,
course, they say Bigfoot can cloak, so maybe Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or can cloak and make that clicking sound, and
hmm,
that's
hmm.
where the legend of or the director or the writer got the idea for the Predator from. Who knows?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Interesting stuff, brother. Interesting
Yeah,
stuff. We live in a wild world and it
yeah, we do.
seems to be getting crazier and with AI, like we was talking about before, who knows where we're going to be in 5, 10 years time.
Yeah,
But brother, thank you so much, mate. You give me
yeah,
a little bit
man.
of work to do tonight with the editing. And
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry, man.
no, it's okay, I'm joking. We're gonna have to find out what that clicking thing's all about. And if I can
Yeah,
add in that sound, I'll try and do that. But thank you so much, man, for coming
yeah,
back. And
man. Thanks
it's been
for
a
having me.
pleasure. Can you tell the listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, I'm Jason, and you can find me at AFK Discussions, and you can also find me at Image of the Invisible. Both of those podcasts are on. I think anywhere you listen to podcasts are on there. Um, Also, Instagram, AFK Discussions, and Instagram. I think it's IOTI podcast. So you can find us on there. And also, if you have spooky stories and you want to talk to me, I would love to talk to you. Just send me an email, afkdiscussions@gmail.com, or Facebook, Instagram, wherever you find me, just send me a message. I'm not
Awesome.
trying to take away from Tommy's show, but
That's cool. We can
maybe
share.
maybe you want to be on my show too. I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be cool,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're a legend, brother. I'm glad you're back on the spooky side, but stay safe. I know you will. And it's going to be interesting to see what comes, man. There's exciting things ahead. And yeah, just keep up the great work, brother.
Definitely, man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're a legend, man. Show your links will be in the show description right now. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, make sure you share it where you can. That's a great way to support the show, and we'll be back very soon for more freaky conversations. In the meantime, stay safe and keep it freaky. Bye for now. Thank you very much,
Peace.
sir. Peace.